Hey guys, this is MHQ Gaming with another tech review for you, another headphone review. This time I'm doing my Beyerdynamic DT990 Pro 250 ohm headphones. These are very large, over-the-ear, pretty high quality audiophile style headphone. As you can see, they're all black with metal connectors here and black plastic ear cups with really nice, probably the best in the industry, velour ear pads. These are, I can't put into words how comfy these are. You can wear them for hours and hours and they barely feel like they're on your head. They feel like a pair of earmuffs. Not that they're hot, but they're open backed, as you can probably see. That gives them a very wide open soundstage and a really nice crisp sound to them. Like acoustic guitar and classical music sounds really great with these. Bass response is pretty strong too. These are about $190, by the way. Pretty great value, I'd say, and they're durable as hell. Even though these are plastic, this is probably some of the nicest plastic you'll find on a product anywhere, and I mean that really. It's like you could probably, I've sat on these actually, literally. They were on my chair and I didn't look and I sat on them. Not that like I literally crushed them, but you know, I definitely put quite a lot of weight on them and jumped right back up, but they were fine. On the end, this isn't the original connector. I had to rewire them, so I do have to like kind of deduct the points from this because of the original connector had a screw-on half-inch jack like adapter to it, you know what I mean? It was it comes in a 1/4 inch, but there's the screw-on adapter, and I was switching between amps. One amp I used had the small adapter and one had the big one, and I kept screwing it on, unscrewing it, and eventually it twisted the housing inside here and ripped the cable from its like connections, and then it shorted out. So what I had to do was strip it, and luckily my dad's really good at soldering because these are really tiny cables, so he was able to solder it for me back together, and it works fine now. But just kind of be careful for that. I don't think it'll happen to most people. I beat the hell out of these things. I've had them for like 4 years now, maybe 3, probably 3 years actually. But they've got extendable, like an extendable headband, really nice leather headband. Like I said, extremely comfy. Now, originally out of the box, they're pretty tight clamping force wise, like how they clamp onto your head. So what I found online is to take a bunch of books and split them apart like this with the books inside, if you know what I mean, but like much wider, like almost exaggerated, and leave it there for like a day. And what that do? This is a metal headband on the inside. I'll just kind of stretch it out, give it some more pliability. It'll be really a lot nicer to wear. It's got a long coiled cable, as you can see. It's definitely long enough for any of your needs, and it stretches really long, of course. These are 250 ohm headphones, so you're going to need an amp to really properly drive them. I would not recommend getting them for just like a normal MP3 player or like iPhone or so. You're really going to need a powered source, such as an amp. Also, be careful. These are, since they're open backed, they leak sound quite a lot, because there's literally nothing besides like this slated the back just to protect the inside, but it's open and it sounds really nice that way, but they're not good for a crowded space because they do actually let some sound in that way as well as out. So you're kind of probably going to bother people around you, especially if you listen to it at a louder volume. It just tends to, you know, kind of leak sound, and the sound leaks in as well. So these aren't the best for mobile use, I'd say. I'd definitely say, you know, you should be at home when you're using them, but they're not loud enough to where you're going to bother people in like another room. It's just like if they're sitting right next to you, they're not going to be too happy with it. The sound is great, probably the best you're going to get for the price, like about $190 on Amazon. You'll probably notice the DT990, like the standard model. This is the Pro model. The standard is actually more expensive because it's a much better looking, I will admit, housing. It's all metal and aluminum, and it looks really nice. But sonically it's the same headphone. You know, you're not going to hear any difference. It's just the plastic housing, and it doesn't really bother me because I don't take these out a lot. I think it's probably worth it just to buy these instead of the pure metal ones. But if you've got the money, go for them, because this is still the same headphone as that. So if you're considering this is still a relevant review for that product as well. It's just that has a much better look to them. But the sound is great, really crisp, like with acoustic music. Since they're open back, they kind of sound with a nice amp, a nice lossless file. I'm sure you know what that is. It sounds like the guy is right there. The soundstage on these is great, which also makes them really good gaming headphones if you're interested in that as well, because it sounds like the placement of the noises, like in first-person shooter games, like before and behind you, you can really hear them where they are, or right and left. Really spectacular. Oh, and also forgot to add that these are. Let's see. I'm gonna try and get it so you can see. Made in Germany. There we go. So yes, these are made in Germany. That's always kind of cool. Nice. The build quality on these is excellent. They can really kind of take a beating. I mean, don't do it on purpose, obviously, but they're not going to break on you easily. Yeah, sound quality is great. The highs sound really crisp, and the bass is pretty strong for an open-backed headphone, I'd say. So I can't recommend them enough. So go pick up a pair if you're considering it. It's probably going to be hard to find another headphone for the price that sounds as good as these do. If you want to see more tech reviews, please subscribe to my channel. I may be new, but I know what I'm talking about. I've had these for a while. So yeah, check out my other videos. I'll do a lot of gaming content, as well as like gaming equipment reviews, excuse me. And yeah, check my channel out. Thanks, guys.